What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mental Health Check-In. For those who are just coming in for the first time, welcome. This is just a safe space for you to just kind of talk about what's on your mind. Hey, Kevin. I want to just give a disclaimer, y'all. This is a very safe space. So definitely make sure we can make friends in here. But I want you to be sensitive to the environment. Do not be coming in here saying anything that would suggest that you're only in here for friends. Unfortunately, I will block you out of this live, but you'll be welcome to come in later on. Love vibes, everybody. Let's remember that. Real quick, let's do a check-in. How's everybody feeling? I need one word answer. How's everybody feeling? That's first things first. How's everybody feeling? Ken, thank you for coming in. We have 150 amazing, beautiful people in here. This is the Mental Health Check-In. Stressed, amazing, love vibes, good. Good is not a feeling. Let me let y'all know that. Good is not a feeling. I don't know what good means, so y'all have to come up with something else. Is good happy? Is good excited? Is good peaceful? Is so many feelings. If you struggle with identifying your feelings, I encourage you to download the feelings wheel. Just type in Google feelings wheel. It's a list of feelings that helps you to identify your feelings. That's first things first to checking in with your mental health, is being able to specifically identify your feelings. Content, I like that. Let's go. Milano, I'm not sure what's funny. I'm gonna watch you. I need to make sure your intent is pure in here. I'm gonna have to take you out of this live today. All right. We have 215 people. The only thing I ask you all is that you would share this live out. This is the Mental Health Check-In. So it's important. You never know how. You never know whose life you can save by them coming in today and experiencing some level of peace, comfort, or hope. So I need you, if you're going to be in here, to definitely share it out. You never know who it is. Also, if you have a question that you want to ask me today, if there's a question that you want to ask, I'm encouraging you to go to my link tree, and it's a section in there called Ask a Therapist. Definitely go in there and ask your question. I answer. This is a Q&A. I answer live questions. If something is going on in your mind, something is going on and you're like, let me ask and see if I can get an answer for some peace or some comfort or something, we definitely do that. But everybody in this room, I appreciate you for being here. Let me put this on Do Not Disturb for a second. Let's go. All right. We're going to be promptly getting off about 12:55 today. I have a session at 1, so we're going to be promptly getting off. So we're going to maximize the time that we have. So if you do have questions, definitely go to my link tree on my bio and ask the question. It'll come in. If you all have asked questions other days, I'm specifically getting individual questions each day. That is important for me. It helps me to kind of know where your mind is. So definitely go to my link tree, and it's an Ask a Therapist section. Ask your question. So many times we think that we don't have the resources to get the support we need. So we provide this as a resource, but I'm also going to hold you accountable to getting you in a good place. That is important for me, okay? Thank you, Sherry, for sharing. Maggie, thank you for coming in. This is the Mental Health Check-In, y'all. We come in and we get together. Look, for those who just came in, tell us what you're feeling. 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 That's important for me. Your feelings are very important. Checking in with your feelings is very important. I don't know what, is that your version of saying hello? Okay, overwhelming. Okay, encouraged. LaShawn, what's up, LaShawn? I definitely, okay, wild exotic is feeling discouraged. Okay, what's my credentials? A licensed professional counselor. Would you like my license number too? It's in Virginia. But I'm licensed with the Board of Counseling in the state of Virginia. But it's an LPC. That's what we call it in Virginia. I have somebody feeling low, peaceful, love. Awesome. Thank you, LaShawn. All right, let's get it started. I got some questions. We're going to go ahead and get started. If you have questions, go to my link tree where it says Ask a Therapist, and you can present your question. It comes right to my email. All right, my first question is, how do I let go? Let me move this because this is Alexa. Next, because that song alone will make somebody say it. Next.
This might answer your question.
Lord Jesus. How long have I practiced? For years. Alexa, next. Years. I I know I look young, but I'm pushing 40 in a few years. Let's go. All right, listen. How do I let go? I need help. I felt like she was my wife. Shaking my head. How do I let go? That's a very vague question, but I'm gonna answer the best way I can. My advice to you is to deal with the reality of where things are right now. The reality. Oftentimes we are stuck in a place of hoping for something else that when reality hits, it's hard to process it. Everybody that's asking questions in the chat, you have to go to my bio in the link tree and ask the question there, because I will not be able to answer both. Okay, I'm going to prioritize the folks that come into the chat and come into my bio and ask those questions. Okay, link tree is on my bio. You're going to have to leave out of this chat, go to my page, and in my bio is going to say link tree. You will not be able to miss it. All right, next, letting go is stepping into the reality of what has happened. It is accepting the reality. That is one of the hardest things that people have the biggest issues with, is accepting the reality of what's happening in your life. We often get stuck. Okay, everybody just asks questions. I'm going to try to get to them. We often get stuck in the hopeful place of things, but we got to learn how to get into the reality. Like, this is really happening right now. So my immediate advice comes with accepting the reality that, guess what? You felt like that this was your end all be all. But whatever created the divide, now you have to come into a place of accepting that this is not what it is anymore. Okay? All right, let's move on. Next question. I battled with depression for so long. The meds are not helping. Anything natural could help me. I get overwhelmed and become highly depressed, and I'm not sure how to handle the triggers. I would encourage you to go to your doctor, get some lab work done, draw some blood, and find out where your vitamin D level is. Believe it or not, this is on a natural level. Your vitamin D levels can affect your depression. The amount of time you get outside and get sunlight, the amount of time that you are able to exercise, all of that impacts your depression. If you're not moving your body, if you're not getting an ounce of vitamin D in your life, these are all natural things, y'all. Natural things. There's also God, what is the name of that? It's a supplement. Can't think of it right now, but I'm going, maybe by the end of the session I'll have it. But there's different supplements that you can try that can help with your vitamin D levels. That is so important. B12, absolutely. Thank y'all. Zinc is more immune based, but it can also help. But vitamins alone, one a day. Sea moss is great, y'all. Sea moss is the truth. Y'all gotta try that. That will boost your energy and boost so many things in your body. You will feel like a brand new person. Yes, 1,000 units. I was on 10,000 units of vitamin D, because when my vitamin D was low, guess what? It affects your brain. Black tea oil. Y'all take this advice. We're just talking about it. This is what helps with depression. We're talking about it right now. Y'all snatch up these people. They have a lot of knowledge in here. Snatch them up. One vitamin a day, like literally a one a day. Let's go. Okay, it was your question? Okay, boo. That's what's up. Listen. That is so important that you understand. There's so many natural remedies too. But I'm not gonna say, hey, everybody just go to the natural remedy. No, sometimes we need more help. There is a difference between circumstantial depression and clinical depression. There's two different things. Clinical depression is when it affects your ability to live, love, laugh, and learn. Remember that. If anything in your life affects your ability to live, to love, to laugh, and to learn, then that is clinical depression. If something happened and it's making you depressed because that situation happened, that is situational or circumstantial depression. Know the difference. Because if you're at a clinical level, I'm not just going to tell you to go and get some herbal supplements. You need some help. So a lot of people who are dealing with depression, I need you to make sure that you are taking care of yourself in the best way. But for real, y'all, going to your primary care doctor, getting your blood work done, that will work volumes in your life. Legit. Being able to get your blood work done and see when your vitamin D levels are, getting on vitamin D will help a lot of you significantly that struggle with depression. All right. Let's go. All right, somebody just messaged and said low and depressed. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure if you have a question. If you are low and depressed, like, what are you seeking? Are you looking to get better? Are you looking to sit in it? Like, what do you want to do? I'm not sure how to answer that. Remember, y'all, if y'all want to ask a question, make sure you go to my bio, the link tree. Listen. Urban MC. Listen, I love you. Listen, this is not offensive. I want to definitely, I said this the other day and I want to say it again. Spirituality is so important, okay? Being spiritual is so important. But this is what happens when we become too spiritual. When we become too spiritual, we rely on our higher power for more things that we're willing to do for ourselves. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. I had somebody come in the room the other day and said, I'm coming in here and I'm just praying for it to go away. It don't work like that, y'all. It doesn't work like that. And I'm not lacking in my spirituality by saying that. I'm living in the reality of me saying that. We cannot use religion as an escape. We cannot use smoking weed as an escape. We cannot use anything in that nature as an escape to what's really happening in our lives. And oftentimes we do that. We avoid the stuff that we're feeling by escaping into something that makes us feel better. At the end of the day, it's a play on your eyes. It's a play on your feelings, because it doesn't do anything but cause you to escape, and it causes it to get bigger, which means you're going to have to do more of what you said in the beginning. You're going to have to do more smoking, more drinking, more other things in order to cope with it. You have to begin to turn your face to it and deal with whatever is the problem in your life. Every answer that I give is going to always circle back to that. We got to be able to deal with it. Some of the avoidance that we're facing right now is so real. Avoidance is real. Avoidance keeps some of us in the dark for a long time. It keeps us in the dark for a long time. All right, got another question. I have bad anxiety and I have a hard time having patience for my children to do trauma growing. Wait a minute. I have a hard time having patience for my children due to trauma growing up. How can I learn patience? You can't learn patience until you deal with your trauma, baby. First things first. Your trauma takes precedence over your patience, because you can have all the patience in the world, and as long as your trauma is affecting your mind, it's going to always challenge that patience, baby. Just letting you know and then if you ask the question, how do I deal with my trauma? That requires you to talk to somebody. A lot of us have internalized trauma. Let's just be real. A lot of us in this room have internalized trauma about things that happen to us. But you cannot process trauma on your own. I was explaining to the team yesterday, the group yesterday, that when you experience, especially childhood trauma, when you experience childhood trauma, your brain is not even fully developed. So all the trauma that you experience embeds itself in your brain. That's why some of us feel like, man, I just can't get a break from this. We have to really get with someone who can help us overcome the trauma that we have experienced. It's real. I'm not encouraging you to get therapy just because I think it's something just to do for free or whatever. No, I'm encouraging you to get therapy because there's some things that you cannot do on your own. And acknowledging that is the realest thing that we can do. All right, moving on. I lost my brother this past year and I feel alone with no family. I'm not happy with where I'm at in life, and I don't know what's next I don't know what's next or what to do. So depressed and hopeless. That's a real feeling. Listen, hold on. You know who you are to ask this question. Hold on, I'm gonna get to your question, but I want to speak to. Look. Every day we had the same situation. I feel like I'm repeating myself. I feel like I'm a broken record, but I repeat myself to get you to understand that if you have the time and the resources to invest in fast food that's killing your body quicker than anything else, then you have the time and the resources to invest in your mental health. I don't want to hear it. I'm trying to be very honest, and I'm really being serious, y'all. I'm being serious. I am so agitated with people who say, I don't have the finances, but you'll go to McDonald's or you'll go to Wendy's and get a 4 for $4, and that will kill you quicker than anything else. Let's be real. The high content of sodium is what's killing a lot of people of color nowadays, and why cancer is on a rampage. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about our health. Bump mental health real quick. Let's talk about our health. You'll spend You'll spend $4 on a 4 for $4 at Wendy's, but you won't invest $50 in your mental health? Are you kidding me right now? That's a choice. I don't want to hear that I don't have the money or the resources. If you really needed it, you would make it happen. If you really prioritize your mental health, you would make it happen. I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. You'll go, look, the Baconator at Wendy's, y'all, or smoke. Oh, let's not talk about smoking, because y'all know that gets expensive. It ain't just no dime no more. It ain't just no quarter no more. It ain't just that. I can't say the whole words because I don't want to get canned in here. But it ain't just that no more. I'm talking about some people spending 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $200 on marijuana every month. But you can't invest in your mind. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Because if it was your kids and they needed something, you would make it happen. If it was your bills at your house, you would make it happen. You have to prioritize your mental health on the same level as everything that's a necessity in your life, baby. Your mind is just as important. I'm not even kidding. I have done substance abuse. Hey, press. I have done substance abuse counseling. I do substance abuse and substance use counseling because there's a difference between the two. And you would be surprised at how many people you would spend more money avoiding your trauma than less money dealing with your trauma. That's crazy. That's crazy, y'all. And I ain't even trying to get off subject, but I get tired of people coming in here every day. Look at the gas is expensive. Yep, gas is expensive. But guess what? People going to Starbucks. Absolutely. I went to Starbucks this morning. This was $6.65. $6.65. But I guarantee you I would sacrifice every day of Starbucks to get my therapy in. I have a therapist. That's important. It's important. You have to prioritize it. And that's why a lot of us are struggling because we're not prioritizing the thing that matters more. But we will invest in all the things that's killing us. Eat at home. Go to Walmart. Spend $50 on a meal that you can cook and meal prep all week and get you some therapy. Let's go. I don't want to hear it as an excuse. Anybody, I don't want to hear it as an excuse. I was guilty too. I gained so much weight eating fast food every day because it was something I was like, oh man, oh gosh, stud love. Don't get me started on these Jordans. I've never owned a pair of Jordans. Ever owned a pair of Jordans in my life. Ever. And that's me, y'all. I don't wear Jordans. I wear Sperry's. That's what I do. But anywho, long story short, we would invest in what we want to. When Black Friday come out, we in them lines buying them Black Friday sales. Get in the line and buy you some mental health. Not kidding no more. We're not kidding. Not kidding. You can love your Jordans, baby, but make sure when you love your Jordans, when you walking in them Jordans, you walking into a therapy office getting you some help. Real talk. Real talk. Let's move on. Let me get back to this question. I lost my brother this past year. I feel alone with no family. I'm not happy with where I am at in life. I don't know what's next or what to do. So depressed and hopeless. Listen, there's a lot of trauma in this message right now. There's a lot of loss. There's a lot of grief. There's a lot of pain in this message right now. But I'm going to urge you right now, number one, to figure out, you said, I'm not happy with where I am in life. Where are you in life? My question would be, where are you in life? What's up, Jeremy? My question would be, where are you in life and where do you want to be in life? You saying, I don't know what's next or what to do. So depressed and hopeless. Believe it or not, you can overcome you losing your brother. That's a separate entity. But you not having any direction in your life or knowing what's next or what to do, that can be corrected with a choice. Do you want to stay where you are? Or do you want to get better? What's up, Color Me? What's up, Weird Child? Do you want to get better? Everybody in this room, you got to ask yourself, do you want to get better? Do you want to get better? When you look in the mirror at yourself and you're miserable, do you want to get better? You have to answer that question. Because some of y'all are saying yes out of your mouth, but in your body language, in your energy, everything about you is saying, I can't do this. I can't do this. You have to make a conscious decision. You got to make a conscious decision. Conscious decision. Yes, I want to get better. All the people that are saying, yes, I want to get better, then by any means necessary, we got to make that happen. You can't say you want to get better and then sit down and don't do nothing. Now, as far as your trauma related to your brother, that's a whole different entity. We got to go into some grief model counseling for you. That is what you would need to heal and deal with that. And there's no timeline on getting through grief and trauma, y'all. There's no timeline with that. That could take a long time. But as far as you sitting down saying, I'm depressed and hopeless, that's what's keeping you from getting to your next step. Depression is so crippling. It's so crippling. It's so crippling. But you can't stay in that, baby. You can't stay in that. You can't stay in that. You have to start with a choice. Do I want to be crippled right now? Do I want to be crippled? Or do I want to get better? If you make the decision to get better, you got to take some activation steps, y'all. Activation steps. Let's go. Moving on. All right. I've answered a lot of these. All right. A lot of questions, a lot of questions. All right, I left my husband of 22 years. I could no longer take the explosive behavior and controlling behavior. Tried marriage counseling towards the end, did not work. I met a man month after being separated. Should I feel bad? I don't know if I'm ready for a relationship. I'm all over the place. I was homeless after leaving, in a financial bind. A lot crazy going on. I have ups and downs. I want to get better and take control of my life. There's a lot of things in here. The one question that you ask is, should I feel bad? There is no timeline on love. I can't tell you to feel bad. I don't know what your history is. I know you're giving me a pretty brief synopsis of that. But if you meet somebody, listen, there is no timeline on you meeting someone and loving them. Here's where it's going to become a pattern if you're not careful. If you're not established right now, and if you're meeting this person and you're going to be dependent on them, that can really set you up for another abusive relationship. Y'all got to be mindful of the patterns. If you're not dealing with what's going on in your life, if you're not like, wait a minute, I like this person, but let me get myself together first, you could literally set yourself to be back in another abusive relationship. Because when you need somebody, that puts you in a whole different level of somebody controlling you. Make sure you are together first, baby. Make sure you are together. That's important. Make sure you are together. Make sure you're loving yourself. Make sure you're established in your mindset first. Let's go. Let's go. All right. All right. This is a whole nother level. Feeling like I'm not wanting to be here and feeling depressed. What do I do? First of all, you feeling like you don't want to be here. And this is for everybody. You feeling like you don't want to be here. I already know what that means. But you feeling like you don't want to be here anymore is a sign that you don't have control over something. And instead of dealing with what you don't have control over, you want to give up. That's where the unalive thoughts come from. That's where they come from. They come from us not wanting to deal with the issue that is causing us to feel depressed. So what we want to do is take the easy way out and leave. You cannot give up. You have to be willing to love yourself enough to say, I deserve to go further. I know that this happened to me, but I deserve to live this thing out. I deserve to move and be aggressive and powerful in where I am in life. You cannot allow what happened to you to kill you. You can't. You can't, because when you do that, what you do is you give power to that thing. You give power to that thing, and you don't even open yourself up for being able to accept what really can be for you that's good. You have to press forward. So you're like, I feel like I don't want to be here. I'm feeling depressed. What do? You make a decision today that I want to move this thing out. I want to live this thing out. I want to do better. I want to operate in my life better. I want to do things that I've never done before. I want to love myself better. I want to lose weight or whatever it is you want to do. You got to make a choice, baby. You got to make a choice. The choice is yours. As long as you feel defeated, you're going to live with a defeated mindset. You're going to see everything on the lowest end. Lowest end. But when you make a decision, y'all, your choice is so important. Your choice, the choices that you make are so important. They're so important. Stud love, I agree with that to a certain extent. To me, it's a cop-out. It's not, it can be a cry for help, but it's also a cop-out. It means that I just don't want to deal with this no more. It's just too much for me. And instead of investing in myself and loving myself enough to move forward, I'm going to hold on to what I feel, and I'm not going to do anything but just give up. To me, it's quitting. Thank you. Who just said that? Who said it? We on the same cadence, baby. OMG. I see you, baby. It is quitting. When you quit on yourself, what you telling yourself is, you don't deserve better. That's what you telling yourself. And if that's what you believe, yo, we really need to get connected to somebody to help us. Seriously, y'all, I'm saying that for real. Giving up is a way of settling for less. You have so much to live for. I'm talking to everybody in this room, because everybody may not be feeling bad right now, but I'm talking to everybody in this room. You may be at a place, I've been at places before where I wanted to give up. I know what it's like to feel like that. I get it. But when I feel like that, it's because I'm tired. And I'm just like, it's like when I feel like that, I'm literally tired. I'm tired. And when I say I'm tired, I mean I'm sleepy. When I'm sleep deprived, I don't have any old thought in my head. You got to know how to take care of yourself and get your thought process together. I appreciate you being transparent, but I need you to know there is so much more to live for than whatever is crippling you from feeling like you can go forward. Because that, in 5 years from now, it won't mean anything to you. Think about it. Think about the relationship you was in 5 years ago. It probably don't mean nothing to you right now. Think about that love, the love of your life that you had in high school. That don't mean nothing right now. The love of my life in high school, I don't even talk to them. Who are you? Who are you? I don't even know who you are. You got to understand that the things that are pressing you right now, in 5 years, it won't mean anything. So you can't let yourself succumb to that thought process. You are worth more than that. I got to move forward, but I just need you to remember that. How do I get through anxiety? You have to, I say this every day, you have to decide. You have to decide. You have to decide and write down. I told you, when it comes to anxiety, yes, y'all, I'm serious. I don't know. Who are you? There are people that be like, you met me from high school. I don't even know who you are. You're not even relevant. They could have been traumatizing me in high school. Don't even remember them. They're not even relevant right now. You have to keep moving forward. You have to make a decision every day. Everybody today, if you hear nothing else, the theme of today is making a decision. Do you want to be better or worse? Press, you a whole vibe. I love you. I love you, Press. Thank you for coming in the room. Let's go. Listen, for real, y'all, I'm not even kidding right now. I love every single one of y'all. I say this all the time. Depression, anxiety and depression. Most people feel anxiety and depression. Those are indications that you are out of control in some area of your life, and instead of dealing with it, you have allowed yourself to either internalize it, which will make you nervous and make you worry about it, or it will cause you to feel down. So the nervous and worrying, that's the anxiety, or it will cause you to feel down, that's the depression. You got to take control of your life, baby. You got to take control of your life. Whatever it is that's triggering you, the person who said, how do I get through anxiety? Whatever it is that's triggering you, you need to write that down and externalize it. If it's your cousin, if it's your mama, if it's your brother, and if it's whoever it is, you got to take control of what Millie said, I can't do it. Listen, you got to make a choice. You're making a choice that you don't want to invest in yourself. You're making a choice that you want to give up. You've been trying, but guess what? Sometimes we got to shift the strategy, baby. Sometimes we got to shift the strategy. I've been trying because I just wake up every day. No, this time I've been trying. So I reached out to my mama and I asked her for $200 so I can get a therapy session because I need this for myself. You got to go by any means necessary. Any means necessary. Any means necessary. Because I guarantee you right now, if your life was on the line, if somebody came up to you and said, if you don't do blah, 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 then I'm going to do blah, 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 and it costs you your life, you will make it happen by any means necessary. Because some of us in here talk about we want to give up, but we really don't want it. We don't really want to die. Let's be real about it. We don't. By any means necessary. When you invest in your mind, baby, you are investing in something that's priceless. You are investing in something that's priceless. I'm not Pastor Ronny. Y'all stop. For real. Listen, you are investing in something priceless, y'all. Your mind. Do y'all realize there's some people right now that's in the hospital that don't even have a mind? They so drugged up on medication that they don't even have your mind. You are in here right now and you have the ability to think for yourself, baby. That is a privilege in itself. You cannot give up. And I said it yesterday. We got to stop making silly decisions in our emotions. Y'all. What's up, Nija? That's my coach, y'all. Let's go. Listen, you got to stop making decisions in your emotions. You get in your feelings and you make these decisions. You end up with people that break you. You end up with situations that hurt you. You end up in places that, oh my goodness, it's killing you. Stop making choices in your emotions, baby. Stop making choices in your emotions, baby. You got to stop making choices in your emotions. You got to be willing by any means necessary to do the work. Then guess what? Millie, you said I can't help myself no more. Then get connected to somebody that can. Reach out. Text help. Millie, text. There's no excuse. Text the word help, HELP, to 741-741. That's the crisis text line. They have a ton of resources. And it's free. It's free. Everybody in this room, 741-741. If you find yourself in a place where you don't have anything and anyone, there is no excuse. You need to reach out to somebody who can help you. If you feel like you want to end it all, there's the suicide hotline. They are trained professionals waiting to help you. You cannot give up. You can't give up. And it frustrates me because I see so many people giving up, but they don't want to invest in the resources that are available. Those things are free. They're free. 741-741. I used to be a crisis text line volunteer. They actually have a 40-hour training that these people actually go to in order to volunteer for this. Reach out to them. I don't want to hear no more excuses. I've tried all I can. You haven't. You haven't. Help to 741-741. Pass it forward, y'all. We got to keep each other up. We got to keep each other up. We can't give up, y'all. You can't give up. You can't live in this pity party of where your life was. Get it back and make it better. All right, I gotta move on because yeah. All right, next question. How do I overcome being? Ooh, this is good. How do I overcome being a people pleaser? I have a problem with saying no and telling people how I feel. That's boundaries, baby. I love boundaries. Boundaries make me happy because when I can talk boundaries, that's when I realize who really for me or who not. What's up, Avril? What's up? What's up? Y'all a whole vibe today. Listen. Okay, press. I see you. All right. How do I overcome being a people pleaser? Number one. You wanting to please people is an indication that you are afraid of people leaving your life. So instead of you facing the idea of them leaving your life because they probably ain't good for you anyway, you're going to submit yourself to what they want and you're going to tell them yes because you're afraid of being alone. That's what that tells me. That's what that tells me. I mean, I don't know about nobody else. That's what it tells me. Because anytime you're afraid to set boundaries or you're uncomfortable with setting boundaries with people, that is a fear of being alone. That is a fear of abandonment. That is a fear of neglect. That is where it's coming from, baby. That's the core of it. You got to identify, why am I afraid of being alone? Why am I afraid of being alone? Because when you're afraid of being alone, you will compromise everything about yourself to be with the wrong person. The wrong person. I don't want to tell them no. And listen, baby. Listen. The first step is dealing with the insecurity that you're experiencing right now of being alone. Why do I feel bad about being alone? Why do I feel bad about being alone? I'm telling you all, in my life of experience, people pleasers are people who are afraid of being alone. So they're going to do everything they can to help other people. Let me help them. And then you get mad when they don't show that love back to you. That you going to help them, show that love to them. Then they going to keep moving forward. And you left depleted. Now you bitter and angry. Now you set back all over again. And you like, I don't even know how to recover from this. Listen, baby, you got to learn how to say no. And it starts with you saying, when you tell people no, you're telling yourself, what's up, Tiffany? I appreciate you. You're a whole vibe. When you tell people no, let me tell you what you're saying. When you tell people no, you're telling yourself, I'm more valuable than that. I'm more valuable than that. I don't have to succumb to what you think I need to do. It is all about self-worth. Self-worth is rooted in being a people pleaser. When you have low self-worth, you'll do everything to make everybody else happy, and you still neglecting yourself. So guess what? In the end, after making everybody else happy, you still gonna be miserable. And I don't think this is what people understand who are people pleasers. When you please other people, guess what? You still end up miserable. You end up miserable because you're not dealing with yourself, baby. You're not dealing with who you are. When you deal with what you feel and who you are, you will literally change the game. Literally, y'all. I got a text earlier. Can you know? No. I'm busy. I don't have time to just stop what I'm doing to help everybody else. I'm running a whole business. Outside of these lives, I'm running a whole business, y'all. I can't afford to just stop when somebody wants me to do something. You have to literally get in a position where you put yourself first. Put yourself first. All right, let's move on. I expect me from other. This is good. It's in line with what we just talked about. Let's go. I expect me from others only to be disappointed in the end. I just said that. I don't know how to stop doing this, And it is much harder when suffering from depression. Let me tell you something right now. Half of you all, and I'm not saying this to be ugly, half of the people that suffer from depression and deal with feeling disappointed by others is literally because, no kid, no cap, is literally because you invest more in what I just said. I just said this. You invest more in others and not enough in yourself. So guess what? I guarantee you that the most powerful part of this, I guarantee you, if you shifted the perspective and you stopped expecting yourself from others, it would help you. Listen, the way you love others is not going to be the way they love you. Let me tell you something too. All y'all kind-hearted people, y'all sweethearts, all y'all, I just do anything for anybody. All y'all, I want to talk to y'all right quick. People know how to prey on you. I can sniff you coming. And somebody who is a negative, toxic energy person will rip that up. They will play on your kindness. And you got to be aware of what's around you and the people that's around you. Because people will suck you dry, leave, go get in a relationship that makes them happy, leave you by yourself. And you wondering what happened. It's because you were not established within yourself. And so you allowed somebody to take full advantage of you because you were looking for them to make you better. When guess what? You was supposed to make your own self better. It's real. Everything I'm talking about, y'all, I've been there. Y'all not looking at somebody that's like, oh, she's a know-it-all. No, I lived this life. I know I look young, y'all, but seriously, I'll be 36 this year. I'm older. Let's go. I didn't live the long, hard life from the time I was a child. I had to deal with things that were unfortunate my whole life. But I'm telling you, this is a real experience. Tiffany, you a whole vibe. Make sure y'all make friends with her. Listen, y'all, we got to do better with ourselves. We got to spend more time with ourselves. Take yourself to the park. Take yourself to a restaurant. Take yourself somewhere. Get to know yourself. The same way you want other people to get to know you when you're in a relationship, you got to do that with yourself. So when the toxic energies come your way, you be like, I don't even treat myself like that. I'm not about to let you treat me like that. Real talk. Oh, all right, let's move on. Okay. All right. How do we, I like these questions. How do we face the person in the mirror? Someone at work told me to learn to face the person in the mirror. You know what? My answer is going to be so simple. You're going to be like, Ronnie, really? How do you face yourself in the mirror? Get in the mirror and look at yourself. That's it. How do you face yourself? Some of us can't even look at ourselves in the mirror on a day-to-day basis because we're so unhappy with what we see. We are so unhappy with what we see, we can't even look at ourselves. So if you can't look at yourself in the mirror, how are we going to look at somebody else and ask them to look at us and tell us we beautiful? Real talk. How? Somebody give me a logical. Seriously, if I can't look at myself in the mirror and like what I see, how in the world am I going to get in a relationship and rely on somebody else to tell me you so beautiful? It's still not going to be enough. It doesn't matter how much they tell you that you're beautiful. If you don't love yourself, guess what? You still going to feel insecure after they compliment you. You got to understand that concept. That's why I always say, even in my vibe rooms at night, you got to change your perspective, baby. You got to change your perspective. You have to change your perspective, because the things that you're looking for others to give you, they could give you that 100 times over. And if you're not okay with yourself, guess what? Millie, you've been given resources. You have been given resources. You have been given a lot of tools. I'm explaining it and you're still saying how, baby. You're making a choice to live in defeat. So I'm going to deal with the people who are making the choice to deal in victory. You got to make the choice, baby. You got to make the choice. That's all I'm going to say on that. Moving forward. Facing yourself in the mirror. Get in the mirror. Look at yourself. All the things that you're insecure about, you can work on that. You can work on that. If you're insecure about your hair, get it done. If you're insecure about your weight, let's work out. Whatever it is that you're insecure about, you can work on that yourself. And you got to stop relying on other people to build your insecurities up. You can't. Because you still going to feel bad. Still going to feel bad. Let's move on. All right. How do you deal with grief if it's not getting any better? My mom passed a year ago, and I'm currently in therapy once a week. The 25th makes a year of her being alone. You said a whole mouthful, but you actually answered your own question. How do you deal with grief if it's not getting better? I'm currently in therapy once a week, and it makes a year with her being gone. Your grief is not getting better because it's grief. There is no timeline on grief. And I think oftentimes this is what happens when we live in a popcorn society. And I'm telling y'all this being honest. When you live in a popcorn society, you expect things to happen quick. Somebody said, what's a popcorn society? It is when Google can give us anything, any answer in a matter of seconds. We live in a popcorn society where we can get the answer to whatever we want real fast. So what happens is when something comes in our lives that seems like a slow process, it feels odd. Baby, that's your mama. That's your mama. I don't expect you to be good for a while. But be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. You cannot rush the process of moving past your mama, your sister, your brother, your cousin and them, whoever it is that happened to pass in your life. I lost an aunt in 2009, and guess what? That thing still hurts me to this day. It hurts me. It hurts me. It hurts me to this day. Grief, there's no timeline on grief. The only thing I would encourage you to do is begin to honor your mama. Begin to honor your mama by doing things on this side of the earth that you would have done with her. I encourage people, create a journal and write to that person. Although they can't see it, you got to get those feelings out some way, one shape or another. Let's go. All right. How do I forgive my dad? How do I leave a DV relationship? How can I keep doing during hard financial times? That's 3 questions in one. How do I forgive my dad? Making a choice. How do I leave a DV relationship? Making a choice. How can I keep doing during hard financial times? Making a choice. What are you going to do with these situations that's happening in your life? And I know all the answers are the same and it's very vague, but it's very simple. I like to keep things simple. Somebody taught me a long time ago, KISS, K-I-S-S, keep it simple. Listen, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Listen, we got to really dumb these things down so it doesn't seem like the big problem. DV relationship, I'm going to encourage you to get with somebody, either attorney. I don't know what the nature of the DV is. The DV is domestic violence. I don't know what the nature of it is, but you need some support with that one, baby. You can't just leave. Sometimes just leaving a DV relationship, sometimes literally leaving a DV relationship is more dangerous than staying. So you need to connect with somebody, whether attorney or a coach or somebody, a domestic partner, a counselor. Talk to somebody. There's so many free services for victims of domestic violence. Research it in your town. There's so many resources, free resources for folks that experience domestic violence, especially through the court system. I used to work for the court. I worked everywhere. When it comes to mental health, I probably worked in every realm so far in my life. And literally, I know that there are free resources in every state. There's an SVU. Y'all know y'all watch Law and Order where it's an SVU. There's really an SVU at most of all police stations. They have free resources for you. So if you're trying to get out that DV relationship, I encourage you to get connected to somebody. Because baby, if you try to leave and I don't know the nature of it, that could be more dangerous. So make sure you keep yourself safe. Let's go. How do I forgive my dad? Making a choice. Whatever happened to you, are you going to get over it or are you going to keep letting it hold you back? It's that simple. DV, that is more emotional abuse. It's not DV. It's not really considered DV when it's not physical. It's more emotional abuse. And that has to be proven in court. That's a little harder. That's a little bit harder. But if you can prove that it's happening, then I would encourage you to do the same thing, okay? If you have a question, you got to go to my bio. And remember, we got 15 minutes. I have a session right after this. How can I keep doing during hard financial times? Make a choice. I don't know what your situation is. These questions are very vague, but I have a lot of follow-up questions like, are you looking for jobs? Are you interested in employment? Like, what is your target for those things? Like, I would ask you for that. What is your plan? You can have hard financial times, but guess what? If you have hard financial times, there's a choice to get out of that. It may take a minute, but there's a choice to get out of it. Do you want a job or not? Can you actually work? There's so many follow-up questions, but it all starts with a choice. All right. What would you suggest the first step is to deal with social anxiety? The first step is exposure in small moderations. If you have social anxiety, if being in large crowds and being around a lot of people makes you nervous, I would suggest that you do it in small moderation. There's a therapy that exists that's called exposure therapy. Maybe watch a video on YouTube of being in a large crowd. Like, there's things that you can do. Look up YouTube exposure therapy for social anxiety. There are resources. Please trust that there are resources. As a matter of fact, we on the TikTok platform. Go to just everything that y'all feeling right now. Depression, anxiety, go to the TikTok platform. Do you know how many therapists are out here that are literally giving free tools and tips for those who struggle with social anxiety, all that stuff? Utilize the free resources that we have. Exposure therapy is one of the best ways to deal with social anxiety. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey. All right. D'Angela, I ain't heard that in a long time. All right. Some of these questions are very heavy, and I'm trying to pick. How do you control overturning and taking one thought at a time? How do you control overturning? Are we talking about overthinking? How do you control? I'm gonna assume that means overthinking and taking one thought at a time. Okay? Overthinking is one of the one of the cognitive distortions that happen. Y'all gotta look up cognitive distortions. Cognitive distortions. There's great. Therapist Aid. I don't know if y'all ever looked up Therapist Aid. They have all kinds of worksheets. That's a free service. Google Therapist Aid. Somebody put that in the chat. Therapist Aid. They have so many things about overthinking. Cognitive behavior therapy helps with your overthinking. But again, overthinking is a sign that you're out of controlling something. You're overthinking something to control it. You got to figure out what that is so you can stop trying to control it and just deal with your emotions one at a time. I'm telling you, the need Therapist Aid, that's exactly what it is. Y'all Google Therapist Aid. It's so many worksheets for all things that you can experience. It's journal writing. It's all kinds of tools and techniques. I'm giving you resources, y'all, because you can be your own advocate. But literally, overthinking is a sign that you're trying to control something that you don't have no control over. And guess what? If you don't have control of it, it is meant to make you better and not worse. When you overthinking, go into this bad thought processes, when you get into these bad cognitive distortions, baby, cognitive distortions is 9 of them. When you get into these cognitive distortions, overthinking, there's so many, and I can't think of them right now, but look it up. I ain't gonna lie to you. Look it up. You literally are crippling yourself more. You're crippling yourself more. So I need you to really honestly deal with the thing that you ain't in control of right now. The thing that you're worrying about the most, the thing that you overthinking the most, you need to figure out what that is. And then begin to process it. By the way, y'all, listen, I'm going to throw this out here. If you are saying, hey, look, I don't have no therapist, I need a coach, let's go. We on that same thing that y'all sent these questions to, you can book a session. I can't make you do it, though. Listen, it's all about you being ready. You ready? Create the resources and make it happen. We'll be here when you get here. Somebody book with me at 1 o'clock in the morning. But everybody lives in different time zones. Guess what? It's all good. I didn't meet with them at 1 o'clock in the morning, but they booked it in the middle of the night. I woke up this morning, I was like, woo, that's a lot. Let's go. But it's here if you want it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's keep moving forward. Now, seriously, y'all, in 9 minutes, really in 7 minutes, I got to go. So I'm going to try to cover one more question. I've been having a lot of nightmares lately about someone who has caused me trauma when I was a child. Will it ever stop? How do I deal with it? I wake up scared and feel like they're going to get me again. My whole mood lately has changed over it. Baby, I need you to talk to somebody. And I'm not saying that because anything is wrong. I'm saying that you need to talk to somebody because literally that is embedded trauma in your brain that is affecting you currently. And I'm assuming that you are an adult now. I'm assuming that you're an adult. So we got to deal with that internalized trauma. I said it earlier. When we're not dealing with our trauma that happens to us as a child, our brain, it's embedded in our brain. And y'all ever heard that thing called fight or flight? It's really 3. It's fight, flight, or freeze. These are our trauma responses. Trauma responses, 3 of them. Fight, flight, or freeze. Our brain is literally programmed to either go into flight mode, fight mode, or freeze mode because of the trauma that we experienced as a child. That is all embedded in our head as a child. So when I say that some traumas as a child are bigger than others, we gotta really begin to talk to somebody. Where do we ask the questions? You go to my bio, the link tree. It says ask a therapist. I'm going to be very honest with you. I have enough time to cover maybe 2 more questions. Because some of y'all's questions intermix. You know what's funny? Pete, you said mine's always be fight. But honestly, it changes based on the situation. I went through a training where they put us in situations where we had to respond to it on the whim. And believe it or not, you may say it's fight, but you actually may freeze in a real situation. They change. But they're all trauma responses that we have to deal with, okay? All right, this question says, how do you deal with a parent who makes you feel like you are unwanted, don't want to be in your life? Baby, you got to set boundaries. You got to set boundaries. Set boundaries. Set boundaries. Set boundaries. If they don't want you, if they don't want to be in your life, baby, guess what? Let them go. And when I say let them go, that doesn't mean don't talk to them at all, but do it in moderation where it don't take you down. My mama, y'all, I love my mama. If you see her, you see me. Let's go. But the trauma that I experienced around some of the stuff, like for real, with my mama, some days I have to check out. And I have to say, you know what? I'm not going to call her today. I'm not in the mood to talk to her today because I'm not prepared for her to hurt my feelings. You got to be able to be in tune with yourself to know when it's okay and not okay to talk to some of the people that trigger you. Because some of the people that trigger you, you can't get rid of them. You can't get rid of them. So make sure you are in a mode where you can deal with some of these people in your life. Because some of them you can't let go. Some of them you live with. You got to be in a mood to deal with it. But you got to be in tune with your feelings first. Love from a distance. That's right. Let's go. Let me see if I have enough time for one more. Okay. Somebody said, is it okay to write in a notebook every day about how my day went? How should I take... And also, how should I... Yes, first of all, yes. Journaling is one of the most... For those who enjoy writing, journaling is one of the best ways to get your feelings out and your emotions out. And I often encourage people not only to write it out, but to read it out loud to themselves. The key is, I'm telling you, this is so simple. This is so simple. It's not even funny. Therapy is not this, oh, how are you feeling today? Are you okay? What do you need? It's not that. It's... Let's get what you're feeling out, because believe it or not, when you hear yourself saying some of the stuff you feel, you'll already catch it. Like, that don't even sound right. Get it out. That's why I always say talk to somebody. But if you want to journal, say it out loud to yourself so you can hear sometimes how silly your emotions are. Your emotions that have you all over the place. You be like, God, I sound like what is going on with me? Yo, I have my journal when I was I can't get up right now, but literally, I had my journal when I was a kid, and I read some of the journal writings. Literally, I was like 8 with this journal, and I still have it. And I was like, what was I going through? But I wrote it out, and I'm glad I was able to see it. Write a rap song. Yes, if you're into music, write music. For real, write. Express yourself. Express it. Get it out. Get it out. Sometimes you got to talk to yourself. It's called positive self-talk. And if you talk negative to yourself, that's negative self-talk. But sometimes you need to talk to yourself and say, hold up. Let me get my life together, because wait a minute. Like, that's how it is. We got to be real with ourselves, y'all. This is a whole vibe. All right, let me see if I can get one more in. That's about as much time as I have. All right. So many come through, and they come through all over the place. Let's see. Okay. This is good. People say, I know everything. I don't know everything. I don't like redundancy. How do I listen more and maintain my own energy? First of all, if people are saying that you know everything, maybe they're not the people in your corner. Because I that's just like somebody coming in here and saying, oh, Ronnie thinks they or she knows everything. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think I know everything. But when you start to have to defend yourself with people, they're not necessarily the people that need to be in your corner. Okay? Unless you presenting what you feel in a way that is negative or making people feel bad, then I can see people saying that. But if people just say, oh, look at you, you just think you know everything, and they critiquing you and they are critical of you, then they may not be the people that you need. Okay? I just want to say that out loud. Okay? How do I listen more and maintain my own mental energy? Listen more and maintain my own mental energy. I would have to follow up with a question and say, what's preventing you from maintaining your own mental energy? Is it because the people around you are toxic? Is it because the people around you are on a whole different level than you? They're talking low, you talking up. Like, I would have to ask you a lot of questions, because whatever it is that's keeping you from maintaining your own energy, if it's connected to other people, guess what? You don't need to be around those people. And I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but some of us are hanging around people that are ripping us apart from having our own mental health and our own good energy. We can't do that. Okay? All right. This is a whole vibe, y'all. Listen, just giving you the heads up. We are going to begin to download these videos and post them on our YouTube page. Probably within the next week, we'll start having these videos up, because TikTok allows us to download the videos. So we're going to start posting them on the YouTube page. In the event that you need, just a recap, you can watch it. We're only going to do it an hour a day. I know it gets really good. We have a lot of questions that come in. I can't always get to the questions. However, I always appreciate everybody in the room for being amazing. Do me a quick favor, real quick. Everybody, come in the chat. Tell me how you feel. Coming down the chat. Tell me how you feel. How you feel. One word, one word, one word. One word. How you feel. Tired, aware. Good, love, anxious. Okay. Blessed, refreshed, positive, betterish, unmotivated, optimistic, hurt, recovering, humble, alive, powerful, blessed, better, tired, good, but it's raining today. Okay. Positive. Okay. Holly in the room. Let's go. Full. Okay. A lot of different feelings. Listen. Everything that you're feeling right now, with everything you're feeling right now, you have to make a choice. Am I going to either stay in this place, or am I going to do something different? Even the people that's hopeful, am I going to stay in a hopeful place? Am I going to stay in a grateful place? Or am I going to be defeated? Okay? Those who are anxious, am I going to stay in this place, or am I going to do something different? Okay? No problem, Wreak Havoc. No problem. And honestly, I really meant to stay longer, but my phone died. I appreciate you, wreaking havoc. Let's go. 154 in the room. I appreciate all of y'all that have been on here. Every day, Monday through Friday, we're going to do this mental health check-in. You're more than welcome to come at any time. Everybody in here is a whole vibe. We will see you tonight. Don't forget, tonight at 8 p.m., we're doing the vibe room. Okay? Tiffany, I appreciate you. It's always a love vibe. Whether we're in here making friends or we're in the vibe room making friends, it's always a vibe with y'all. I appreciate it. Stay tuned to more. I'd like to see y'all tonight. If you're available, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be on the live for the vibe room, and then we'll catch you tomorrow with the mental health check-in. If you all are interested, if anybody needs to meet with a coach, I provide one-on-one coaching. I know there are people who think I'm a celebrity. I'm not. I just happen to have a lot of people who are connected to me, but I'm a real person. I'm very down to earth. If you need that, go to my LinkedIn, book a session. It's available for you at any time. Let's go. Everybody else, I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. I appreciate y'all. Continue to take care. I'll see y'all later.